Welcome to So You Think Soccer is Boring? Then You're Doing It Wrong, a 3-step guide for Americans. One of the most common complaints Americans have about soccer is that it's boring. And while there are some boring games, the truth is, once you have a little invested in a team, and you know how you're probably watching the game wrong, you will find soccer very compelling to watch, especially for a nation that draws a collective attendance of over 74 million at 2,430 baseball games each year. So step 1 is pick a team. Sporting events in all of life is more interesting and compelling when you have some skin in the game. By virtue of being born and raised in some country, you already have a national team pre-selected for you. In addition, select a European club team to root for as well, because they play throughout most of the calendar year, and Europe is currently home to the best teams in the world. And now that you have teams to root for, remember to always refer to them in the third person plural, and refrain from the use of first person possessive pronouns. So when the team you support wins, we do not win. They win. And my citizens, or my Red Devils, do not win. Unless, of course, you're a member or owner of the team, in which case, thank you for watching. Step 2 to unbore yourself from soccer is to retrain your eyes. Most people tend to just follow the bouncing ball around the screen, and while this is understandable and even natural, it is the absolute worst way to watch a soccer game, as you will inevitably miss out on most of what is actually happening on the field, because only 1 to 2 guys at once can have the ball, and most of the action is being taken by the guys who don't yet have the ball. Think of what Wayne Gretzky once said: "I skate to where the puck is going to be, not to where it has been." Train your eyes to look to where the ball is going to be, not where it is or where it has been. And if you're anything like me, you will find this hard at first, but keep at it and see how long you can go without staring at the ball. Or spend a few minutes following one player around the field, regardless of whether he has the ball or not. And once you've got teams to root for, and you know how to watch for this off-the-ball movement, you're ready for step 3. Identify and understand the most common playing formations, because you need to understand what you're now looking at. Each team's 10 outfield players are either defenders, midfielders, or forwards, and they are organized into one of several formations which list how many defenders, midfielders, and forwards are deployed, in that order. The most common formations played today are 4-4-2, 4-3-3, and 4-2-3-1. And if you're watching on TV, pay close attention at the beginning, because usually the commentators will point these out. You'll also notice that each formation begins with a 4, because teams almost always play with 4 defenders, and then usually between 3 to 5 midfielders, who themselves can be more defensively or holding-minded or attacking midfielders. Then we have the forwards, whose primary role is to attack their opponent's goal. In the 4-4-2, for example, most outside defenders these days actually advance quite high up the field, while the interior or center backs tend to stay behind and defend. The 4 midfielders here can take one of many forms. They can mimic the line of defenders, with the central midfielders holding back while the outsides or wingers attack. They can form a diamond or even a square, and the 2 forwards stay up near the opponent's goal, either alongside each other or one in front of the other. In the 4-3-3, the midfield looks like an inverted triangle, with the central midfielder holding back and occasionally falling over and rolling on the ground if a slight breeze picks up, and the other 2 advancing to feed the 3 forwards near their opponent's goal. The 4-2-3-1 deploys 2 holding midfielders, normally alongside each other. The other 3 midfielders attack along with a lone striker, or number 9, who often can either receive passes from his teammates for goals or pass to the oncoming attackers for assists. And one more thing. Now that you have a team or 2 to support, you know how to watch them play, and you know what they're trying to accomplish. Go. Be entertained, even buy a jersey if you feel the need. But under no circumstances should you ever become a full kit wanker. But if you do see one, give him a hug, because he probably needs it. And thanks for watching.